tonight. So before I start, I would like to introduce myself. I am Caroline Veronilla. I am proudly representing Misamis Oriental in the first ever Miss Universe Philippines pageant. So I'm actually a middle child. There are 5 of us in the family. I have an older sister. She was a nurse, and I have a younger brother who's an engineer. And I graduated BS Development Communication major in Development Journalism in Xavier University, Ateneo de Cagayan. I left my hometown in 2015 right after I graduated to pursue a career in development work. So ngayon nagtatrabaho po ako sa World Vision. It's a child-focused organization here in the Philippines, and I am a donor education specialist. So basically what I do is that I gather stories and package them into letters, into campaigns, para makapag-fundraise tayo for the different programs and projects that we have for vulnerable children all over the country. I am also a sister to a cancer thriver. As I shared with you, I have an older sister, and she was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 24 in 2018. It was really a tough time for all of us, especially for my sister, since hindi mo naman talaga aakalain na pwede kang magka-cancer at such a young age. Or siguro sa amin, hindi namin inakala that that could happen. But it did happen, and it was tough. The journey was tough, but we are very grateful because we were able to learn so much, and it allowed us to see and reevaluate kung ano yung priorities namin sa buhay. So right now, I really just appreciate life. I appreciate health, and I appreciate the people around me, and especially the strength of my sister. So sa kanya talaga ako humuhugot ng lakas. Ayun, that's basically just some of my background. If you have other personal questions, let me know in the comment section. Medyo maraming nagpa-pop up. Okay, pop up, guys. So, I might not be able to read everything. Yun, Arman asks, saan po sa Iloilo? So, as I shared, my mom's side is from Iloilo, from Pututan. So, my family name sa mom's side, it's Peña Florida Clarete. So, the Peña Florida came from Pututan, Iloilo. Ayun. And did you know sa Iloilo, way back before, kung saan yung apelyido mo, I mean, starting letter ng apelyido mo, dun ka na parang municipality or barangay. Correct me if I'm wrong. Or town. So, since Peña Florida nga yung sa lola ko, nasa Pututan sila. Ayun. Okay, watching from Batangas. Hi, Sheila. Bisaya po di ay ka. Yes, I am a proud Bisaya. I'm a proud Misamis noon. Again, I represent Misamis Oriental in the first ever Miss Universe Philippines pageant. So, I'm sorry if magja-jump ako from Bisaya to Tagalog to English because buwan ng wika naman na ngayon. So, excuse me na lang. But I'm really comfortable with shifting in different languages right now kasi I think it's easier to relate to other people pag we speak our mother tongue. So, for me, since I'm a Bisaya, it's Bisaya. And since nagtatrabaho ako sa Manila since 2015, medyo nahaluan na rin ng Tagalog. And since my mom is Ilonggo, medyo may Tagalog na din talaga na kinalakihan. And then, English kasi, alam mo na, it's how we are taught in school. Great to see so many Bisaya here. And Nina, hi Nina! So si Nina from Pangasinan, representing Pangasinan, and Josel representing Antique are my closest circle in Miss Universe Philippines. In Miss Universe Philippines. And we usually have weekly kapehan. So medyo nagka-catch up kami every Friday or Saturday whenever we have time. It helps us process everything that's going on right now, and especially with our journey here in Miss Universe Philippines. How do you turn, question from Egbert, how do you turn a negative situation like we have now with COVID-19 into something positive and impactful? How do you turn a negative situation like we have now with COVID-19 into something positive and impactful? You know, I have been thinking about this quite a lot. I have a sister who, as I've shared with you, is a cancer survivor, cancer thriver. And this pandemic was really tough, especially when we were on ECQ because wala po kaming sasakyan dito sa Manila and nag-struggle kami in terms of transportation. And I've really seen how difficult our situation is, especially for people who do not have much. So how do we turn this negative situation into something positive and impactful? I believe it's very important first that we recognize the negative situation that we are in. It's very important that we are aware of our environment, of our situation, of our position. And by being aware, we are able to think of ways that we can help other people. So take for example, if hindi ka naman nakakalabas ng bahay, like me, because I have a sister who is vulnerable, what can I do with my resources? So I turn to my social media accounts. I turn to organizations who I know are working in the ground. And I help them. I help promote their advocacies. I help fundraise for their programs. And that's how we can be impactful during this time. And it's very important that we show through our actions how we can help other people. And by that, we are able to inspire other people to help and to have hope. So that's how you turn a negative situation like this into something positive and impactful. Thank you for that question, Egbert. Pa-shoutout po, full name ko, gwapaha jud nimo oy. Hehe, we are watching from Polonuling, Tupi, South Cotabato. Hi, Prince Oliver Albarracin Serenina. I hope I pronounced your name right. Medyo mahaba yung name mo eh. But thank you for joining me tonight. Shoutout from San Pablo, Laguna, John Montiel, Gia Laguras. Can I ask what make you stand out among other candidates, knowing a lot of other candidates are early favorites and always the result of early predictions? I believe what makes me stand out is my character. My character as someone who do not see my journey in Miss Universe Philippines as a competition with other girls. My character as someone who is courageous, who does not back down, who knows my worth. And that character shines in how I carry myself and how I relate with other people and how I talk with other people and how I speak my advocacy, about how I speak about myself. And I believe that's what makes me stand out. And that's what makes an individual an individual. In your interest of children's rights, how would you help eliminate child labor in the Philippines in this time of pandemic? In your interest of children's rights, how would you help eliminate child labor in the Philippines in this time of pandemic? From Glenford Cabañeros Labial. Okay, first and foremost, we have to be able to educate not only families or communities, but also children of their right to not be in toiling in order to provide food for family or work at such an early age. We need to educate them and empower them of their rights. And from there, we can start eliminating child labor, especially during this time of pandemic. But you also have to recognize that in this time of pandemic, a lot of work has stopped. Marami pong apektado na livelihood and marami pong bata ang hindi nakakapag-aral. And those are just a lot of problems that we are encountering during this time of pandemic. And I know that there are still children who are doing labor, and you have to understand that when you talk to these children, yung purpose nila why they engage in child labor or why they work in such an early age is because they want to help their families. It's because they see that there is lack of resources in the family. And that's why malaki yung role natin as adults in not only educating them first and foremost, but secondly, on empowering them and helping their families earn for them so that we would be able to save children from working at an early age, which is not helpful for them because there are also physical and psychological effects nun when they start working at an early age. So again, education. Educate these children about their rights, educate their family, educate their communities, where can they run to, where can they ask for support, where can they seek assistance. That's very important because once they know where they can go to, who can help them, then they would be able to take hold of that right which is to be able to go to school and be children.